Hello students, very good afternoon. Today we will see under private sector enterprises there are different format of organizations like sole proprietorship or Hindu undivided family, or it may be partnership, or it may be joint stock company. All these comes under private sector enterprises. So one by one we will see. At first we will see sole proprietorship. So basically, sole proprietor is a person who carries on business exclusively by and for himself. He is not only the owner of the capital of the undertaking, but is usually the organizer and manager and takes all the profits and responsibilities for losses. So this is basically one definition of sole proprietorship. So sole proprietorship means where the proprietor or the owner of the firm is the only one person. He is called sole proprietor, and that kind of firm is called sole proprietorship business. Now let's see what are the features of sole proprietorship, which is in the syllabus. So single ownership is the first feature. That means the owner is only one, and he looks after all the management, he supplies all the capital, and also he takes all the profit or losses. It's a one man controlled firm. That means only one person is in total control of the firm. He is the proprietor and his decisions are applied everywhere in the firm. There is no separate legal entity in case of sole proprietorship. The name of the business and the proprietor are not different, but they are the same. So any loan taken by the business or any loan taken by the proprietor has no difference. Any loan taken by the on the name of business is entitled to be given by the proprietor only. Again, unlimited liability comes from the no separate legal entity, as it has no separate legal entity. So whole liability of the business is liable to be paid by the proprietor himself or herself. So unlimited liability is there. That means any dues arising on firm will be due on the proprietor also. No profit sharing, nobody is there to share the profit. All profit is taken away by the proprietor himself. The size is generally small. These kind of firms do not have a huge size, since there is a limit to supply of capital. One person can supply a limited amount of capital, so the size remains small, and no legal formalities are there to open such firms. Only a trade license has to be taken from the municipality. Let's see what are the merits of sole proprietorship and why people open sole proprietorship. It is easy to start and dissolve. Since one person does all the things, so a proprietor can start business operation anytime, and if he desires, he can shut down the operations at any time. So the firm is easy to start and dissolve. Again, there is a motivation to work because all the profits are absorbed by the proprietor himself. So there is a huge motivation in working. Whatever profit is coming in the business will be taken away by the proprietor only. Quick decisions can be taken since only one person is the is in control of everything. So he don't have to consult, he doesn't have to consult anybody. Rather, he will only decide, and he or she can apply the decisions to the business. Control is independent. Sole proprietor is the supreme authority in all matters of the business, so he enjoys complete freedom of action. So he is totally independently controlling the business. Again, one important factor merit is that secrecy of affairs. Whatever business decisions, policies, or future course of action remains to only one person, so there is always a guarantee of secrecy. Personal touch is there, as proprietor is also working as manager, so he remains always in touch of his employees. So employees feel motivated due to this, and personal touch does many things to the employees. Again, flexibility of operations is there because he can take decisions on his own, and he can increase or decrease the size or structure. Again, the proprietor is the owner, manager, and controller of the business. He does not appoint a specialist for various functions. Therefore, the management of proprietorship is inexpensive. So it's economical. Social utility is also there, because sole proprietorship brings an opportunity to gain self employment by means of limited money. So it offers a way of earning an honorable living to those who do not want to work under others. So this is has a social utility also. Then we will see what are the demerits. Some demerits are also there. So demerits are basically the capital resources are limited. One person cannot supply unlimited amount of capital. So if more capital is needed, then this kind of business has some difficulties in running. Limited managerial abilities are there, because sole proprietor is only one person, and any one person's skills or his abilities are limited to some extent. So there is no other person to help in managerial decisions. Again, the liabilities unlimited. Whatever liabilities is arising to the firm is also arising to the owner or the proprietor. So unlimited liability is there, and there is always a chance in case of loss to seizure of personal assets of the proprietor. Life is uncertain, because if sole proprietor dies or retires, the business will be hampered and the business will end. So it has uncertain life, unlike partnership firm, or in which if one partner dies, other partners can carry on the business, or like a joint stock company which has a perpetual succession irrespective of the death, lunacy, or anything, retirement of any member. So this has uncertain life, and there is a limited scope for expansion since the capital is limited. So there is always a limited options for expansion, since the capital supplied is generally limited. So all these were merits, demerits, and features. So basically you should go through merit, demerit, and features, and objective and formation is also there. So go through all these parts and you will learn it. Next day I will discuss partnership. Thanks.